All right, PB. So, talking about love and talking about the growth of love, why am I hounding on the growth of love so much? Good question. Because I don't want you to be overwhelmed by what the subject is and that you're not doing things right, okay? I remember, I'll never forget when I was at Rhema, I said, I said, when we had Dad's classes, Brother Hagin's classes, it was like the whole first year, you had the whole, everybody got together for Dad's classes. He didn't have small classes. He had the whole first year, second year all together. And I was pretty close to I was front section up there. And he was teaching one morning and he stopped and he goes, "No, you're not getting it." After about 20 minutes, he's like, "No, you're not getting it." And he started back over. And I just got to sit there. He had discerned that oh, I don't know, I bet it was 1,000 of us in there, that we just weren't getting it. And he just, instead of going forward and not knowing that people weren't getting it, he stopped and went back and started over again. He discerned that, hey, and he discerned that, let's say that. But first of all, you need to understand that he knew that it was going to be no good if he kept going forward. If I jump in here and starts talking about what God has shown me or what the Holy Spirit showed me about love, and it overwhelms you, and you just stop listening, well, it does you no good. You need to understand that it's something that grows. Okay, I can't get all that. I can't understand 1 Corinthians 13, all those little things. Love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love endures. You're not going to get all that. So you need to understand that this is a baby step, okay? So please understand it's a baby step. It's a growing process. With that being said, my journey began 20 some odd years ago, probably 25 years ago now. And I was reading in 1 Corinthians 13 where it talks about that clanging cymbal or noisy gong. It's both of them in there. And I asked the Holy Spirit, what is that? I've never heard anybody teach on the clanging cymbal, and the gong, Now, when I was in high school in the marching band there, we had our cymbal players, they had cymbals and they would just psh, 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 psh. Well, they had these leather straps for their hands, and then the straps, these leather holders, whatever, they had these straps that went through the center of the cymbals, and then you would have to tie those off so that the cymbals will hold on those hand deals, and the cymbal players would just have to, do this in order to get it going. Anyway, sometimes that leather strap in there would come undone, and if you're at Independence Stadium, those suckers would fall off and just, and you could hear those. It was obnoxious, and you could hear it all the way across the football field, probably on the other side of the end zones and stuff like that. And if the other bands heard it, they would laugh at you. So, it was a comical thing, and they dog, Anyway, so I know what a clanging cymbal sounds like. It's terrible. And then sometimes cymbals get cracked, and when they get cracked, they're just useless. You have to throw those away. It's you can't use it. A cracked cymbal's no good. So I knew what a clanging cymbal. I'm like, what is this clanging cymbal? Well, he took me through a process that took 20 years. Now, I'm going to give it to you here in the next few minutes, but my head was so hard. When I talk about the subject love, I am the chief of sinners. It took me 20 years just on one subject to get to where he could teach me and tell me what the clanging cymbal was. And basically, like the clanging cymbal, this 20-year journey was a journey of don't draw attention to yourself. And like I said, he took this is the walk of perfection. He took me through 20 years of don't draw attention to yourself on this subject. Now, were there other subjects he was teaching me? Yes, and the Holy Spirit's the best teacher there is, trust me. He's God. So it was 20 years of don't draw attention to yourself. Don't draw attention to yourself. Why? Like that clanging cymbal, you're drawing attention to yourself. You know, it distracted to you. It distracted that clanging cymbal in Independence Stadium, just voided out everything. I mean, we could do a song perfect, and if that cymbal crashed, that was it. And we were done, because, you know, it's like, oh, it was messed up. The whole thing was messed up because of that cymbal crash. And the Holy Spirit was saying, and there is a verse in the epistles where it says, love does not draw attention to itself. It's actually a translation. I can't tell you where it is right now. But talks about how, you know, love does not draw attention to itself. And the Holy Spirit's taken me through this journey of not drawing attention to myself. I had asked what the clanging cymbal was. I didn't put the two together, but for years, 20 years, don't draw attention to. So I went through this process of growth where I wasn't drawing attention to myself. And then one day I was listening to Brother Hagin. It was the last message he had preached on the planet, and it was about love. And he said in there that I believe that, and I agree with him, he goes, I believe that God will judge spiritual sins before he judges physical sins. And then the Holy Spirit took me to the clanging cymbal, and he showed me spiritual sins. And honestly, I'm not 100% sure that they're spiritual. I think they may be more soulish than anything. But nowadays. But he showed me that clanging cymbal, and he said the clanging cymbal are all these spiritual sins listed below that draws attention to you and not God's love in you. He said there are spiritual sins listed below that draws attention to you and not God's love in you. And I'm out of my time right now. And I'm going to start back on that the next one, because I think that is what we need to chew on, okay? It draws attention to you and not God's love in you, okay? So listen, you guys, be blessed, be encouraged, and have a great day.